Nigeria police confirmed release of abducted Magajin Daura as fire guts Bayelsa State Radio Corporation in Yenagoa. We also have an update on the fuel tanker explosion in Benue State, just as the Senate announces principal officers. That's the outlook on NTA Panorama this Tuesday. I'm Najat Tijani. Thanks for joining us. Now, the police have confirmed the release of the abducted father-in-law of President Buhari's aide-de-camp, Musa Umar. This was contained in a statement signed by the Kano State Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Haruna Abdullahi, who disclosed that the Magajin Garin Daura regained his freedom Tuesday morning following efforts by the IGP's Puff Adder Intelligence Response Team in collaboration with Kano State Police Command at an operation in Ganganrua Quarters, Kumbotso local government area. Meanwhile, a fire has broken out this morning at the Bayelsa State Radio Corporation of Nigeria in Yenagoa. The fire reportedly started from the recording studio while the morning broadcast was on. The engineer on duty said he heard 2 sparks before the fire broke out. The State Broadcasting Service houses the transmitters of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria and the Nigerian Television Authority antenna. Meanwhile, Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State has promised to work closely with President Muhammadu Buhari and indeed the federal government in the execution of his mandate for sustainable peace and socio-economic development of the state. Speaking to newsmen after an audience with President Muhammadu Buhari, the governor made known his commitment to keying into the Ruga settlement program in the greater interest of his people. State House correspondent Adam Musambo reports that Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State, who also met the president, gives further details on what he called the Worthy Peace Initiative between farmers and herders.
Details of their discussions held behind closed doors were not made public. The governor told newsmen that he is returning to Bauchi highly fulfilled.
As a governor of a state like Bauchi that loves the president more than any person in Nigeria, and also as a leader of a people that many consider to be more APC than PDP, we must work with the federal government. There are issues that are within our own purview, and there are issues that are beyond our capacity. And therefore, we must establish partnership. I have come to discuss very serious issues concerning Bauchi, because the people of Bauchi have given me that leadership that I must establish relationship with the federal government because of the serious challenges that we have. I have taken away one thing, that the president is there for everyone. The president is a Nigerian president. The president is not a partisan president, because he received me well and listened to me. And of course, since I didn't tell him I was going to make this public, I will not make all the issues we discussed. But I'm very, very happy with the reception and what I have told the president.
Governor Bala Mohammed made it clear that Bauchi State is prepared to key into all people-centered policies and programs of the Buhari presidency, especially the trending Ruga settlement project aimed at finding lasting solutions to the incessant farmers-herders conflicts.
60% of the population of Bauchi or 70 are Fulanis, and therefore we must leverage on all this. We have illiteracy, we have insurgency, we have so many things that are bombarding us in terms of social challenges and security challenges. Definitely we will do that.
Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State, who was also engaged by the president on national issues, confirmed that the Ruga settlement program is never imposed on any state by the federal government.
The president has not imposed that on any state. It was voluntary. And they said any state that is prepared to do that to address the issue of insecurity in his state should come out and apply. So some of the states applied and were at the level of the pilot scheme. And some mischief makers will start bringing terms. to cause confusion. To cause confusion in the country is very, very unfortunate. This is a policy that we felt that it is not only for the economic sense, but it's also going to address insecurity. And so if it's going to address this insecurity in the period of zero security that we have in the nation, then federal government will come and assist for those who want to do it. They are not imposing it on any state. Goodluck Jonathan did it, and he budgeted billions. He budgeted how many billions? About 10 billion. But we didn't see the money. If he had done that at that time, we would not be fighting insecurity herdsmen farmers today. So all this concept that is coming, I think, with due apology to those who are bringing the confusion, they should allow us to move and address this problem of farmers herdsmen crisis once and for all.
The Plateau State Governor, who also chairs the Northern Governors Forum, promised to galvanize action for lasting peace and security in the region.
I just came back from Egypt, where we went up to cheer our Super Eagles. And I also brought him back the concern of those players that are there. And I think he promised to handle the matter immediately.
He expressed optimism that the Super Eagles are capable of winning the Nations Cup if the concerns of the players, including welfare issues, are addressed. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And on to economic matters now. Nigeria has launched a new taxpayer identification number registration system and consolidated national tax database program, with Vice President Yemi Osinbajo saying it's necessary for tax administration to continuously adapt to changes for efficiency and transparency. Leah Katong Babatunde reports.
At the inception of the first tenure of the present administration, just about 10 million, mainly civil servants, were paying tax in Nigeria at the time that the country entered the first recession in more than 2 decades. That number has since doubled through effective implementation of reforms born out of the need to increase revenue, which was a huge challenge to government. With the potential to grow by as much as 45 million at the end of this quarter, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the role of data is now more important in making this increase possible.
Without credible and comprehensive data, an efficient tax system would simply be impossible. And to function optimally, tax systems have to be aware of the important statistics, the important data, the numbers of eligible individuals, the volumes of business, the volumes of economic activities, the designs and strategies to take advantage of this available data are also crucial. And this is where the necessity for a proper identification of eligible taxpayers, whether they be individuals or corporate entities, comes in. A tax identification number is simply a vital instrument for uniquely identifying as well as registering new taxpayers and to bring them into the tax bracket.
Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Babatunde Fowler, in buttressing the need to upskill the use of data in tax administration, highlighted gains recorded so far through the use of the tax identification number TIN.
We are opposed, like I say, to change the financial profile of Nigeria. We can say goodbye to aid or donor support. And as a country that is said to have the largest GDP in Africa, I believe that we'll be showing a shining example for other African countries to follow.
The new TIN registration system is a web-based solution offering access to authorized users to initiate TIN requests from the comfort of their offices or home, on rate time online, verify their tax status, and print their TIN certificates.
The new TIN system being introduced is to ensure seamless integration with relevant agencies by leveraging on already captured data for tax purposes, reduce the burden of manual data sorting and cost of collection, facilitate transparent tax administration, and harmonize data of taxpayers in the country. In Abuja, Leah Kating Babatunde, NTA News.
Similarly, the push to exit mono-product economy is about to receive a boost as the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission is set to ensure an upward review of the Federation account. Kolo Mohammed reports.
The recently reconstituted board of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission was charged by the chairman to ensure the commission's output is premised upon the principles of equity, fairness, justice, and the law. It was an interactive session as the chairman responded to the desire by the commission to work towards increasing accruals to the Federation account.
If we succeed, which I believe we will, at increasing the sources of revenue, it means the revenue available for sharing to the 3 tiers of government will increase.
The 36 seats of the Federation and the FCT are represented on the board of the Commission. Kolo Mohammed, NTA News.
And on to legislative matters now. The Senate has released a list of its principal officers. They are Abdullahi Yahya, Senate Leader; Ajayi Borofis, Deputy Senate Leader; Orji Uzokalu, Chief Whip; Aliu Saibi Abdullahi, Deputy Chief Whip; Eyinaya Abaribe, Minority Leader; Emmanuel Bacha, Deputy Minority Leader; Philip Aduda, Minority Whip; and Sahabi Yau, Deputy Minority Whip. And the essence of government is to provide for its citizens. This can only be actualized when organs of government work in unity of purpose in furtherance of this. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, met President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, during which he sought the support of the National Assembly in achieving President Muhammadu Buhari's plans for Nigerians. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports.
It's been a period of interface and bridge building between the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, and heads of government agencies. This is part of the process of lubricating the machinery of intergovernmental relations.
To provide for the
Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa's visit was primarily to seek the support of the National Assembly in achieving the President's anti-corruption fight, strengthening of security and diversification of the Nigerian economy.
So by right, you are the ones that are the custodians of our national principles, our ethos, our being as a nation.
The Senate President presented a positive response.
The President wants to leave legacies. We are prepared to go all the way to support the President and the administration. But we are also urging those who will be appointed to remain committed to those ideals of ensuring that legacies are delivered, created, and are left by the President and indeed the administration.
Senator Lawan believes that some government programs and policies need review for efficiency, such as the social intervention program, public procurement process, and the timeline for the presentation of budget to the National Assembly.
The Public Procurement Act, I think, needs to be reviewed and amended. The process takes time. The 15% mobilization, I think, is demobilizing our projects.
President of the Senate thereafter inspected the Senate chamber and was satisfied from the National Assembly. Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
This is Panorama on the NTA. More reports ahead after the break. Do join us again.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one, let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
You're still watching NTA Panorama. Now we go to Lagos, where a 33,000-litre fuel-laden tanker in the early hours of Tuesday morning, spilled its contents beside Alakbere Estate towards Old Lagos Toll Gate. Men of the fire service and other security agencies were, however, on ground to control the situation in order to avoid any fire explosion. According to information gathered from the personnel on ground, the content spill was attributed to a faulty compartment of the tanker. Meanwhile, as at the time of filing this report, efforts are being intensified by relevant agencies to transfer the content into an empty tanker. Similarly, a tanker on Monday evening at Humbe community in Gwe east of Benue State exploded and burnt scores of people to death. Several others are badly affected and are receiving medical attention at the General Hospital Aliedi, headquarters of Gwe East local government area of the state. According to an eyewitness, the tanker had slid off the road, lost control and fell. The eyewitness further said that residents of the community had gone to the scene of the incident to scoop fuel, which was gushing out from the fallen tanker. And the tanker suddenly exploded, and instantly those who were scooping fuel were caught in the inferno. As at the time of filing this report, officers of the Federal Road Safety Corps were at the scene of the incident to evacuate the dead bodies, while those badly affected in the tanker explosion have been taken to the hospital for medical attention. Also, officers of the FRSC have cordoned the area to ensure easy flow. The Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal has reserved a ruling for Wednesday, 3rd July, on the application of the People's Democratic Party and its presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, urging the tribunal to allow them join issues with the All Progressives Congress on a motion to dismiss the PDP petition. The 5-member Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal, led by Justice Mohammed Garba, gave the verdict at its resumed sitting on Monday. Dele Atumbi reports.
The PDP and its candidate through their lead counsel, Livy Uzogu, moved the application filed on 18th June 2019, pleading with the court to give them the opportunity to join issues with the APC on its motion pending before the court, filed on 15th May. The APC in this motion, which was initially unchallenged by the PDP, is urging the court to dismiss the petition of the PDP and its candidate at the pre-hearing stage. Though the petitioners through their counsel joined issues with the APC on its application filed on 14th May, which the respondent has withdrawn from the court and elected the one it filed on 15th May, which the petitioners did not join issues with and merely raised objection on its purported similarities. This, the court took judicial notice of on the petitioner's inability to join issues on this matter within 7 days as stipulated by law. However, in the interest of justice, the petitioners are urging the court to give them the opportunity to reply the APC on the matter. Counsel to President Muhammadu Buhari, Wale Olanipekun SAN, who objected to the application, appealed to the court to dismiss it. Lateef Fagbemi SAN, counsel to the APC, and Ustaz Usman SAN, counsel to INEC, also objected to PDP's application. Ruling of the court on this matter will determine whether the sitting of the Presidential Election Petition Court will go beyond its pre-hearing stage on the PDP petition. During the trial proper, the PDP is proposing to call 400 witnesses. With the consent of all the counsel, petitioners will have to prove their case within 10 days instead of 14 days, while respondents will have to present their case within 6 days instead of 10 days. The counsel equally proposed trial to commence on Thursday this week. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
And still on election matters, 3 months after the 2019 general elections, no political party has submitted its financial report as required by the Electoral Act. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is to deploy some legal means to compel erring parties to oblige. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu renewed the stance of the Commission in a meeting with political party leaders in Abuja. The issue of deregistration of political parties was also discussed.
I wish to remind you that the Electoral Act 2010 as amended requires each political party to submit 2 election expenses report to the Commission. First is the disclosure of material contributions received from individuals and corporate bodies 3 months after the announcement of results of the general election as provided for in Section 93, subsection 4 of the Electoral Act. So far, no political party is in compliance.
The more political party participating in an election, the less post-election violence and bloodshed we have had. We therefore believe that parties should not be deregistered. We believe that the registration requirement for associations seeking to be registered as a political party should be made more stringent and reviewed immediately, instead of registering political party and then deregistering them within a short while.
The review with stakeholders is part of efforts by INEC to come up with a central document in addressing some of the challenges experienced in the 2019 general elections. Meanwhile, investigations have begun to unravel the immediate and remote causes of a fire incident at St. Augustine Catholic Church, Tudunwada, Kaduna State. Muhammad Umar Ajingi reports that Governor Nasiru Ahmed El-Rufai disclosed this during an on-the-spot visit to the church.
Some unknown persons were said to have gained access into the church and set some valuable items ablaze.
The following morning when we came, the doors were securely locked, which was unusual. Somebody entered, put the pins of fire, locked the door. The security on the ground say he doesn't know where the keys were.
Governor Nasiru Ahmed El-Rufai visited the church to assess the damage, promising that the perpetrators will be brought to justice.
The incident at this church appears to be an inside job because the church was not broken into. Someone had the keys to the church, opened, went in, collected some combustible materials like chairs and set them on fire. The police have started investigation. The police are of the view that it must be someone that has the keys or has access to the keys or know where the keys are kept that is responsible for this rather than anyone with ethnic or religious intentions.
3 persons have been arrested in connection with the incident. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Umar Ajingi, NTA News.
Now, NTA will keep you updated on that case of arson. The Africa Cup of Nations AFCON 2019 group matches end today as Nigerians await next opponents of the Super Eagles. Olusheye Adiagbo has details of these and more.